Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today we are going to be making a cream cornbread from scratch. I'm super excited. It tastes good. I like it this way, and so does my husband and my son. So first I'm going to start with dry ingredients. I'm not going to give you exact measurements. I think the old brain can remember, but not 100% sure. So I'm going to start with 1 cup of yellow cornmeal. And then I'm going to go ahead and put 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt. And I'll make sure I put this in the description just in case I get my wording wrong. So, but I'll put all the ingredients. So we're going to do kosher ground salt. And then I'm going to do baking powder. And then I'm going to do baking soda. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a mix. So I'm going to scoot these things back here. Get them out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to get all this incorporated. This is an easy cornbread to make. Tastes really delicious. We really like the cream corn in it. I thought, oh my gosh, the first time I made it with cream corn, because I know a lady that does not like cream corn in her cornbread, because that's how her mom used to make it when she was a kid. And she's like, oh God, that's terrible. But I guess it depends what kind, if you're using a cream corn or regular corn or something, or maybe just to your taste. So it was so funny. We decided one day we wanted to try cornbread from scratch. We did it regular. Oh, we love it. And then we decided we're going to try the cream corn. I was like, oh God, I don't know how this is going to taste. I've heard stories where, oh man, it does not taste good. Well, actually, I think it tastes good, and I'm very picky. So I was really surprised that she didn't like it. But, you know, it depends. It's not just about the cream corn in the cornbread. It's everything. So I believe everything is nice and incorporated. Salt, flours, everything, sugar, we're good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wet ingredient. I'm going to pop my butter in the microwave. I have 1 stick of butter. I'm just going to melt it. You could use less butter if you like, but I like butter in my cornbread, so that's how I do it. So I put 1 cup of cream corn, and you know me, I must have a thing for processing machines, you know, because I like it. I went ahead, and I'm going to show you, I just ground my corn just a little bit more. There we go. It's nice and creamy, so we're ready to go. I like it that way. The first time I did it, I didn't do it that way. Second time I did it, I liked it this way a little bit better. So, what we're going to do, just checking on my butter here. I'm going to add my corn. I'm going to grab my butter. My butter is melted. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to add, I was like, what is on my milk? Something pretty. 1 cup of milk. And then I'm just going to go ahead and mix my butter. Don't want my butter to be too hot. Good butter. Delicioso. Now, I use salted butter. You don't have to use salted butter because you do add salt to your mix, but I always use salted butter. I don't use unsalted butter. I always use salted butter. Very rare unless it's I'm doing some baking and I don't know how to do the recipe and it calls for it. Otherwise, I use salted butter. I get all my butter at Costco and I buy my butter in bulk. So that's what I use. Okay, I'm going to give this my liquids. I'm going to give it a stir real fast. Get everything stirred. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that everything's nice and cold, because I'm going to put 3 eggs in. And I always keep my, sometimes when I'm baking or cooking, I do keep my ingredients real cold. Like normally my butters I keep real cold. My eggs I always keep real cold. Normally my milk I keep real cold as well. And so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get my eggs put in. So I have 3 eggs. I'm going to put my eggs back in the refrigerator. Like I said, I'm just one of those people. Butter and eggs have to be cold unless it calls for them not to be. Okay. Take another fork out. I'm going to get to stirring here. I'm going to get everything nice and mixed. Oops. Try not to get it on me. Good Lord, I'm bad at that. I already have flour on my shirt as we started the video. I'm messy Marvin, I swear. Okay, I'm just going to keep mixing for just a minute. Really simple recipe. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of my honey. And then I'm going to mix one more time, and then I'm going to incorporate my ingredients. And then we're going to get this in the oven. I've been having my oven preheat for the last 30 minutes at 375. I'm going to cook it at 375 for about 30-35 minutes. I'll keep checking it, you know, like on the 15-minute mark. I'll check it and see how it's going. I like mine with a little bit of crust. I like crunchy, not burnt, but dark, or golden brown, I should say. Okay, we got 2 tablespoons of honey. We are good to go. Really easy recipe. And I was really surprised the first time I made it because I'm not a really good baker. The only thing that makes me a better baker is that I do measure, because sometimes I can't understand how to make something if I don't measure it. Okay, I love the way the mixture looks. You can see the cream corn in my mixture. Looks absolutely delicious. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm mixing fast because my butter is not, you know, it's gonna get colder. So I want to keep it all nice and equally distributed. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in the dry ingredients, a little bit at a time, and keep mixing. We'll get this one incorporated a little bit. And then we'll get the rest of it, and then we'll mix it good. And you can use a hand mixer if you want, but I just do it from with my hand. I just prefer to do it that way. I think we call it, before we get mixers and stuff, we are the mixer, just like we are the dishwashers. So I just learned to do it this way, and it doesn't bother me. It's very easy, good recipe, super easy. And like I said, it doesn't take long. And you could do it with no cream corn too. You can use the same recipe, just increase maybe your liquid by a half a cup. But I have another cornbread recipe. I won't even tell you to do it that way. I'll give you guys one without corn in it. But man, this is actually pretty darn delicious. I could not believe it. Just get in here and get this all incorporated. Get your arm exercises today. And you'll be able to tell, you'll feel something if it's not incorporated. And that's all I do is go like this. Okay, I'm going to let it sit for just 1 minute. Let's go ahead and put this right there. Get my counter cleaned off here. Now I'm going to get my canola oil here. And I'm going to spray my pan. And I'm going to give it a generous spray. I don't want nothing sticking. So I sprayed it generously. Okay. There we go. It is ready to go. And I'm just going to take a little test. Yep, perfect. makes a good sized little cornbread. You know, I don't want too much though, because I don't want to have it for days and days. You know, sometimes I swear when I'm in a hurry, I use the little Jiffy boxes because I like the portion size. I don't want to waste anything. Okay, so it just looks just like this. We're going to go ahead and get it in the oven, and it's going to cook for between 30 and 35 minutes. So we'll be back. Welcome back. Well, I did the little toothpick test and everything came out beautiful. Everything, oh, it smells delicious. I love the color of it. This is the color I like my cornbread. I like when cornbread, in my opinion, it's really hot. Cornbread, in my opinion, should have some color to it. Normally, I would let this rest, but you know what? We got to get in and get a bite. Let me see here. But the only thing bad is sometimes when you cut it and it's warm, you can mess it up and make it not look so pretty. But it's okay. I'll just hide the unpretty piece if I didn't see pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys see the inside right there. Let's get some butter. Now I have I have a whole cube of butter in, which is a half, cup. So I'm like, pouring on the butter. So I'm just going to put a little bit. I don't need that much butter. I need to try this though. I love the edges of everything. The edges of a cake, the edges of a muffin. I just love the edges. Very good. Really super hot. And that is steaming. Good. I like the cream corn in there. It's good. Me and my family like it. Let me try a piece of the inside. Looks fantastic. Tastes delicious. Absolutely delicious. Well, if you want to try a different kind of cornbread, try my cornbread. If you like the content, if you would please like, share, and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. Sure do appreciate y'all. Have a beautiful, blessed week. Thank you.